Hello everybody. The title of this video is Why is time not slower in rockets, and this is a video response to a video made by 60 Symbols of the University of Nottingham. The original video is here. I will put the link down below, and he's the author of the video. Okay, so in order to understand this video you need to watch the other one first, and if you already saw, good. If not, I'm gonna give a short account of that video, which is, in order to make his point, he's considering a clock made out of a emitter that is emitting a light beam that hits a mirror and then comes back to the sensor, and that's how he's measuring time, and that clock is inside a rocket that is moving forward. So that's the short version of that part, and he's claiming that because the rocket is moving this way, the beam will take longer to hit the mirror. Okay, here's where things get interesting, because he's saying that there's two points of view, and I agree with that. The point of view of the person inside the rocket will see a vertical line or vertical path for the beam from the emitter to the mirror, and he's saying that the perspective of somebody outside the rocket will be in an angle, that the beam will travel in an angle to reach the mirror and then bounce back to hit the sensor or the emitter sensor. And his claim is that because of that reason, it takes a longer time for the beam to reach the mirror, and that accounts for the stretching of the time. But I do not agree with that, because I'm going to show you a couple of reasons. Okay, I made this animation to prove that he's got a couple of things misassumed. He's assuming two basic things that are wrong. One is the inertia of whatever is inside the rocket. In other words, when the light is emitted, the beam, the inertia of the rocket moving will carry through the whole path of the beam. In other words, the beam will travel in a straight line, just like the people inside see it. But let's just assume that there's no inertia, and then by the time that the light is emitted, the rocket is moving, and the beam is floating inside the rocket, right? So what he's saying is that, I'm gonna play the animation and see how I put this line to show that as the beam goes up, it's gonna move further away from the line because the mirror and the sensor is moving this way, right? Okay, let's play the animation. As you see, it's going up, but at the same time it's getting away from this, because according to his assumption that there's no inertia, then the beam is floating, and then that the rest of the clock is moving. So we can see here his point, that if that is moving, this is the actual path of the beam, which is a straight line up, but you have a moving target. That's what you have, a moving target. It's like if you are at a shooting range and you shoot and somebody's moving your target to the right, you're gonna hit the side, but it's gonna take the same time to hit the paper, like if it was not being moved. So that's one of his assumptions. Okay, so as I can prove here, the beam, when it bounces back, it will take the same distance, a vertical distance back, but yes, the mirror is going to be farther away and the sensor will be farther away, so the beam will miss its target on the way back. It will miss the sensor. Let's play it. You see, it will miss the sensor, but it will take the same amount of time from here to here. It's just that this target moved, just like the shooting range example that I was giving. So that's it, right? So basically what he's got on this model, or this scenario that he's putting, he's got a faulty clock. It doesn't mean that he's stretching time or shrinking time, whatever he think he's doing, you know, coming up with the gamma where it takes longer for the light, supposedly takes longer to hit the mirror, and he using that as the reason for the stretching of the time. But no, there's no stretching of time, period. Okay, let's talk about inertia now. For all practical purposes, the International Space Station is a rocket that is traveling at a speed of 7.66 kilometers per second, or 27,600 kilometers per hour, 17,100 miles per hour. So it's a rocket that is going fast. So just because you let something in between two, is like in between your fingers, doesn't mean that it's going to just be left behind by the you see, if you let the orange go, it's not going to just be left behind by the speed of the rocket, right? Remember, the speed is 27,600 kilometers per hour. So that's a misassumption. You want to play that again. If you let that orange go, it's going to stay there. It's not going to be going away from his hand, just like he's pointing about the beam being airborne and now it's been left behind by the mirror and all that. So it's a completely bad analogy. Like I said, for all practical purposes, that analogy, all it is to get the gamma number that he's talking about. The gamma number should be named moving target correction factor, because that's all it is. In other words, if you move your target, that's the correction factor you need to take in account so you can reach the target, period. Thanks for watching.